YouTube. Now, there's been a debate going on for a couple months now. My first seen it a couple months ago. Streamers, it seemed like it started out with rage bait. Streamers versus 9-to-5 workers, which is harder? Feel me? What's harder, streaming or 9-to-5? Now, I think a lot of people was rage baiting, but there was some arguments I seen from like people that was being serious, saying like, streaming maybe is harder on the mental. It gets draining because you have so many people invested in your life and parasocials and shit. But it's this way easier job than like what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing no physical labor. Most of these people are playing games or reacting and just living a regular life like a reality TV show. You feel what I'm saying? Compared to people that gotta flip burgers and shit. But like I said, somebody gotta flip that motherfucking burger. But FaZe has made a video doing a Jubilee style debate at the table. So let's see.
Your mom like that, dude. You're gonna disrespect your mom and say that your work is harder? That is so rude.
All right, can I talk?
Hairspray.
So
it's dangerous. Your job is you would have to actually have to go to work.
Went to school, and still...
And paid rent?
Yes, I still work.
That's your choice.
You're high. You're all over.
That's what I'm playing video games. I play video games on my spare time.
I don't even enjoy streaming. What's up? How's it going?
Same old different day.
Now, are these actors or are these real people? These gotta be actors.
Alright, so my argument here is that
Lazy has cultivated a substantial multi-platform audience with nearly 1.5 million Twitch followers, over 1 million on Instagram, around 2.3 million TikTok followers, and approximately 217K on X. He joined FaZe in May 2024, quickly gaining notoriety through Fortnite and IRL streams. Damn, I'm a great reader. Holy fuck.
streaming and social media creation is harder than a 9-to-5. Facts.
Nah, it's not facts, bro. 9 to 5 is way harder, homie.
Why you say that?
Because you gotta get up every motherfucking day, go to the motherfucking bullshit job, and slave for fucking pennies.
See, that's the
Fuck
thing.
it.
You're right. You get up every day, you go through the motions. You don't have to get a good night's sleep. You don't have to be focused. You don't have to be locked in. You wake up, you go, you flip some patties, maybe you sign a few envelopes.
Nope.
With streaming and social media creation, you have to be on your game 24/7. It's like a switch
No,
that
when
never
you're a
turns
mail
off.
carrier, I'm a mail carrier, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get treated like shit every
A mail
motherfucking
carrier.
day.
We
I'm
have to
still
deal with
slaving
thousands,
every day.
tens of thousands of people
Bullshit.
critiquing every little thing we do, every
Man.
decision we make, every thought we
got-
have.
Oh yeah, but this nigga's dating Darla Claire, and he got probably the shittiest tats I've seen since PBM getting the 5 forever on his own. But I digress.
I got it made, man. I wish I had it made like y'all.
We don't have
I
to go
wish.
sign a few envelopes and put them in a mailbox.
Man,
We
you
have
got
to
it
be,
gravy, bro.
what's the next trend? What's the next
Should I
idea?
go through
Oh my
everything?
God, I have to stream today.
I got dogs that want to bite my ass
And
every
you have
day.
lunch breaks. You have lunch breaks. We don't have breaks. We're on 24/7.
You got
high energy,
I
24/7.
wish I could be at home like you and kick back and get paid
I don't
big
even,
money.
we're not even at home. We're walking around.
Man,
We're walking
I
around
wanna
doing
do
things,
all
going
that
to
because
parties, doing
the
all this
shit,
stuff.
I got to slave just for not even 100,000 a
This
year.
nigga just say I gotta go to parties.
Man,
Nah.
We're walking
I
around
wanna
doing
do
things,
all of
going
that
to
because
parties, doing
the
all this
shit
stuff.
I got to slave just for not even 100,000 a year. I got to work double overtime. Bullshit.
Okay, what about this? You're guaranteed to get paid. You have a
No, I'm not.
steady rate.
If I don't work, I don't get paid. It's simple as that.
Yeah, but you have a guaranteed
Guaranteed pay if you
No,
work.
I
That's
don't.
your decision if you don't want
I
to
got
work.
to work at the job for
If
years.
I don't go live, I don't
just
get paid
to
either.
collect.
We don't got to deal with people spamming L's.
Yes, we have people in the chat spamming L's. Oh, this is frustrating. We don't like this. You have to imagine you have to be high energy. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? You guys like this stream?
That's me 24/7. I'd rather do that.
So why don't you become a streamer?
Man, that's what I want to do. F that. F this 9 to 5 shit.
If streaming is so easy, how come every single person in this seat is not a streamer?
People are lazy. They want to put in the work.
That's their fault.
I get called fat all the time.
Oh, so what? I can call fat, chubby. All my homeboys call me chubby, fat,
Well.
whatever.
That's your homeboys.
Yeah, and you right, homeboy, you right. But check this out. My nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go out there and get that bag.
I think she's got something she wants to say.
Oh my gosh, wait, we're seeing flags.
Unfortunately, these flags are actually useless. We decided to use a timer instead because we suck at explaining things.
Oh, they fail because in the Jubilee shit, when they wave the motherfucking flag, if there's enough flags, the person gets voted off type shit.
So you raised your flag. Is there a reason you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was actually a cook for 15 years. So that means for 15 years, I had to get up practically every day, get dressed, go to work, and I had to deal with not only adults, but I also had to deal with children.
We deal with children every day.
We deal with tens of thousands of children and adults.
The Lacey Thugs are. Do you not know who the Lacey Thugs are?
I can't go out in public without 10 kids coming up asking for a picture. Do you know how hard that is of a
Oh,
life?
isn't that
That is
special?
difficult.
How long do you think this is going to last?
Forever.
Forever.
You think this is
hopefully.
going to last forever?
I hope so. You just proved my point for me. I don't have that security that's gonna last forever. Having a job, being
That's
a
why
cook,
you gotta
you
grind.
have that security of, oh, I have a job, I have a degree, I have this. This could end for me tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you all of a sudden you lost all your followers, what would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get up.
No, I'm asking
Trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What would
Job.
you do? If you lost completely all your YouTubers, you had nothing. No one watched you anymore. I didn't even watch you anymore. What would you have to do? You would have to go to work. Oh, did I just cuss at you?
That's a
Yes, sir. If I did lose all my followers, I would probably buy a couple houses and start my real estate empire.
Okay, so then you would have to actually go to work.
This nigga
you
got
would
the
actually have
capital.
to go to the office.
And I would think that would be a much easier job than streaming.
You gotta go into your setup though and sit in front of studio lights and read the chat, be interactive.
But no, he lost everybody. He lost everybody. He has no followers whatsoever.
You're-
He would
you're-
have to turn
yeah, but
around.
You're proving my point.
You would have
You're
to
proving
turn
my
around.
point. You're proving my point on why this is harder because I could lose it all
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but you could lose it tomorrow.
If let's say you're a cook, right? Let's say you got fired. You have hundreds of people lined up. You can go cook over here, cook over there. You
could be a private chef.
You could be a private chef. Exactly. I don't have that
I
security.
was a cook in the school system. I cooked all frozen food.
But you still cook.
You still cook. You go cook for another school.
I think I saw a flag right here.
Flags. I see red flags.
I'm gonna have to backlight. Yo, Lacey, it's the truth.
I think something you guys aren't taking into account. Say we get a brand deal, I gotta post on an Instagram story. I gotta go find the 4 local cans. I gotta make sure, I get the 4 local can. And
Not to mention,
You have to do work.
it ruins our Twitter impressions too.
I gotta tag them.
And then that goes into falling off.
That's
My name is
facts.
Rhonda. I'm a
That's facts. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Posting promos ruins your aura, gang. I ain't gonna lie. When you trying to be the mysterious and you gotta post that motherfucking tweet, you gotta post that motherfucking TikTok sponsorship, you gotta put the ad, hashtag, you feel me? Where, bro, that shit ruins the aura, gang.
registered nurse from the South.
W Rhonda.
35 years ago, I decided to go to nursing school because I wanted to be a creative. I thought I loved fashion, I loved acting, I loved singing. But in the South, whole lot of racism. Back in the 60s and the 50s, people didn't
Damn,
give
she
a
old
rat's
as shit.
ass if you created something, and they wouldn't support your business. So yes, a 9 to 5
Yo, you think those is real pictures from the South or is that Chat GPT?
if you created something, and they wouldn't support your business. So yes, a 9 to 5 is much harder. I had to work 7 to 3, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I had to support my daughter.
Rhonda,
you get
Rhonda,
spoiled.
can I ask you a question?
Nope.
Have you ever done
You
it?
get spoiled.
Oh shit, clock it, Rhonda, clock it,
That
bitch.
your mama and daddy keep
Rhonda,
giving it to you.
Rhonda,
because
I got a question for Rhonda. I got a question for Rhonda. Rhonda,
Yes.
have you ever done a subathon?
What's a subathon?
30 days straight,
24
hours a day.
day and night. No break.
We all stream.
That ain't even healthy.
You're talking about working 7 to 3. You have 2 30-minute breaks throughout that. You get to go home afterwards, see your family, relax. We were on camera 30 days straight, no personal.
What
You know how
day
hard
were
it is
you a registered
to
nurse?
have.
When did you get a break? You clean boo-boo?
When have you ran a 3-minute ad?
You
When have
clean
you
up
ever ran? You
vomit,
never ran a
you
3-minute
pass
ad?
trays, you're short-handed.
Talk about the fake relationships that you have.
Oh my God.
Now
It's fake
think
on
about
social
this.
media.
Think about this. Imagine
Sure.
every little person. We call them parasocials. They judge your
Parasocials.
relationships. You can't go out to dinner or have a girl take a picture in your car without them finding out.
Nigga, it's literally just you.
And
I
judging
got
you
caught with
based
my
on that.
ex.
I got
in
caught with
public.
my ex, and I got treated like I was a pedophile for it.
But mental health.
Whoa, I don't know if they went that.
mental
They
health,
might have
you
went that
stop
far. I'm gonna
caring
keep it
about
a
what
beat.
people think and what they say about you. Do you. Do you. And that's a big problem with younger people. You care about what people think. Social media, what they say about you.
That's our
That's our job.
You said you're a nurse, right?
35 years.
What do you think's harder? 24-hour open surgery, like when you're helping with, the doctor, et cetera, or a 24-hour stream?
24-hour open surgery.
Oh,
Hey,
brother.
Short-handed. The
We're saving thousands, you're saving one.
Is Lacey gonna be in the chair the whole time? Damn, this video long as shit.
All right, so you said 30-day subathon, right?
Yep.
My argument is that none of you guys actually did any of the work during that, and it was all your filmers,
he
your
part of the
editors,
FaZe team?
your producers. All these people back here are the ones doing the work. You guys just show up and have fun.
They didn't do anything.
It's a group project.
No, because here's the thing.
Well, that's bad takes.
That's bad.
Clock it.
It wouldn't have any work if it wasn't for us, though.
I would even go as far to say, as every person in this room, we keep them employed as well. Because here's the thing, we get sponsors from these companies that have 9 to 5s, right? These companies, hold on. These companies are not viable without influencers to push the brand and keep them in business.
Have you ever worked a real job?
No.
So how would you
See,
know?
I have worked a real job.
What was your real job?
I worked 8 months. I worked a double. I worked Walmart for a
Why
year.
is he laughing? Bro, it's not. She's making me mad. I actually feel like they're wrong.
Slip Ronaldo streams are high energy and entertaining. Also featuring Fortnite gameplay, funny reaction. Yo, this gotta be Chat GPT. This has to be a Chat GPT written paragraph. This nigga don't play Fortnite no more. I ain't gonna lie, bro. The world is getting too lazy, bro. Bring back creatives, bro. The nigga don't even play Fortnite. Funny reactions and interactive moves with fans. Known for his humor and loud personality, keeps his audience engaged with constant commentary and viral clips. On Twitch, he boasts around 3.9 million followers, averages 23,000 viewers per stream. Damn, I'm a great reader. Holy fuck. Holy. Play the fucking video, bitch. Wait, time out.
Hi, I'm Chris.
All right, Chris.
Why do you think a 9 to 5 job is not harder than what you do?
Well, you're guaranteed to pay.
Guaranteed to pay.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder?
Yeah. No, it makes it easier for you
Makes
guys.
it easier
Yeah.
because we have a guaranteed pay.
100%. You have
Makes
security.
it easier
Talk about
for
raises.
Makes it easier for 9 to 5 people to have a job because their pay is
Yeah,
guaranteed.
when you go to work every day,
So
everyone's
you're
like,
basing the ease of a job just on somebody getting paid regularly? Is that what you...
well, let's just say that comes to perspective. If you say someone who works food, if you someone who works a doctor, it's obviously different. But if you're talking abroad, 9 to 5, someone who doesn't need a degree, yeah, it's way easier than being a streamer.
How so?
Well, it's because you're guaranteed and you don't need any crazy knowledge. You don't need to go to school for most jobs, like certain things like a 9 to 5. If you wanted to go work at Foot Locker, I could go to Foot Locker, apply, and then next thing you know, I'm selling shoes for pay every single hour.
So according to you, a job is easier or harder based on the guaranteed pay. That's one aspect of it.
Working
right?
at
Yeah.
Foot Locker,
Okay.
working at a job like Panera or whatever Lacey is easier than a streamer. Yes, because a streamer you have to come up with ideas. You have to stay relevant.
We're talking about ideas now. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
what do you-
talking about pay.
Okay, so what do you want to
that's
start with
one
though?
way that
But it
it's
doesn't
easier.
make. But
Well,
you're not
you
even.
started with
You're not
pay.
even. You keep switching it. So why
I'm
don't you
not
answer my
switching
question?
anything.
Yeah, you 100% are.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
how is it harder if you're guaranteed to pay? I worked for 4 years of streaming. I didn't make $1.
Well, what's your definition of hard? That's the thing. It's like what
Stuff
is
that you need
difficult.
creativity. You need to
Okay.
get out of your circle, comfort
Sure.
zone.
Yeah.
You need to be able to actually make people believe what you believe in the sense of like, oh, this is good content. Do you watch any TV shows?
I watch YouTube.
Okay, you
so
watch
much
YouTube.
YouTube.
So it's the same thing. So the people that
Absolutely,
you're
yeah.
entertained by are the people like us, just for a different audience.
That's true, but you're talking about entertainment as a job. We could talk about entertainment.
This is entertainment,
as a job.
but this
yeah,
is entertainment.
entertainment
But
as
my
a
question
job
to you
doesn't
is
have
why?
any guarantees. Absolutely.
So do you truthfully, you can sit here and think that working at like a Foot Locker or something like that, I'm just using that because that's the best
Sure,
example,
yeah,
is harder than a streamer?
It depends on what you are saying the word hard means to you. Because
In the
there's
sense of
hard
everyday
physically,
activity, because
there's
some people
hard-
around here said, "Oh, I got to wake up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m." Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we have to do the same thing.
Sure.
Some people do that.
And you deal with yourself.
Guess these niggas wake up at 7
millions.
a.m.
When you're
people.
creating that content and you have your phone,
Okay.
you're dealing with you and yourself in that phone.
Okay, so what happens?
You're not dealing with
Not true.
coworkers and you're not
That's not
dealing
true at
with-
all. I have an
Okay.
editor that I pay who relies on me. If I stop doing
Which
any
is
type
later.
of content, he loses
So when
a
you
job.
go to your job, when you go to work, rather than punching a card, you pick up your phone or you turn on a camera.
Okay, so when you punch the card, let's say, who's above you? Your boss, right? What happens if he just takes the business and he says, "Oh, we're not doing it anymore"? You lose your job.
If the work is picking up a phone or turning on the camera as opposed to going in with a bunch of people and having to multitask tasks you have to do throughout your shift
Yeah.
and deal with your
Tasks you gotta do
coworkers and
throughout the stream.
interpersonal thing, tell me how much you do of that stuff while you are actually doing your job for however many number
Okay,
of hours
perfectly.
that you are talking and typing and shitting and eating and all that stuff that everybody's watching you do.
Oh shit!
No,
Talk your
there's
shit,
actually a
Santa Claus.
mental aspect.
I understand that,
Camar-
yeah.
No, let me hear me
Yeah,
out.
go ahead.
Camaraderie. Like you have like a group of people, like friendships, relationships, which is the most important thing in life. So do you build that with your coworkers and stuff like that?
Sorry, bye. See you later.
Give a lot of flag.
Shit, this sounds like who that?
So I'm Angelina, and I work as an executive assistant.
You're right. You're right.
Facts. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was thinking the same shit, bro. You my man, bro. I ain't gonna lie, she got it.
All right, so you guys work, and I work as an executive assistant.
You're right. You're right.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. This
So
nigga
I'm
Ron's
Angelina,
hilarious.
And I work as an executive assistant.
You're right. You're right. She's right. I'm not gonna lie. She's right. I look good though. We good.
All right, so you guys were talking about the mental aspect, and I thought that was really interesting because as someone who works a 9 to 5, technically it's a 10 to 6, but I still have to clock in a certain amount of time. I come home, I'm too tired to cook. Fortunately, I have a beautiful girlfriend that does all of that stuff for me when I get home. But
Nigga, Silky just got so bad when he found out she was gay. That shit just ruined his whole night. Yo,
too tired
this
to
nigga's
cook.
hilarious.
Fortunately, I have a beautiful girlfriend that does all of
Look this
that
nigga
stuff
face. Nigga
for me when I get
camera down after the video end.
home, but if I didn't, I would have to cook for myself and get to bed in time and wake up in time to commute back to my job. You guys talk about how it's hard because there's a mental aspect, and I understand as someone who's been on social media a lot that you get
How long have you been on
berated.
social media? Just to get broad.
So I actually did content creation starting at the age of 14. When I moved to LA, I gained like 10,000 followers off the bat, and I was very young, and I started working with different brands.
Okay.
I totally understand the mental aspect. It's just that you guys can afford to say, hey, I'm gonna go wherever for 2 weeks, and that can be content, that can be your job, and you actually get to relax and travel the world and have other
So
opportunities.
you're just saying a lot of points.
There's no relaxation.
Just so I can answer a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying like to go back to the beginning, you're saying like you can manage like your time with like relationship. Was that correct? Like you have your girlfriend when you go home. Like
I fortunately have a support system, but I every day like ask myself how I would
so
have
I'll
been
give you
able
a
to do it
perfect
without.
example. So you said 14 you started. I started at 16. For about 3 years, I was making money and it slowly went super up, and then all of a sudden it went down. Right? I lost everything, fell off completely. About to myself. Real story. This is a real story. This isn't a joke. Why are you smiling?
We've all been there. Every 9 to 5 worker has been there.
So
that's
going
why.
back to what you said, how you have a support system. I moved
Not me.
across the country from my parents at the age of 19, lived alone in an apartment, was paying a certain amount of money every single month, and I was losing money. I wasn't making enough money to pay my like I had money in my bank for my rent, but I wasn't making
It was
more than my
serious,
rent.
yeah.
So I was
You were in
losing.
the red every
I was in the
month. I
red
got
every
you.
single month. Girlfriend broke up with me at the time, so alone
whammy.
across the country. So it's like when you're alone too, and everything's
know, you
going
know.
down,
You know, you know.
Where's my support system?
I don't like.
Are they laughing at this nigga?
Okay, so I have a question. You said that for the first 4 years you started streaming, you had no income. How are you able to survive?
I lived with my mom. I was 16.
So that to a certain extent is privilege.
That's privilege.
It is.
But my mom, how actually? How,
Wait, that's cap though. Unless he was like he started when he was 12, because when this nigga was 16, he was breaking it in, nigga. Wasn't his prime like, I mean, he's in his prime now, but his prime like back during the Fortnite days was like 2020 around there.
for you.
It's privilege because you have the support system to have a place to live.
Well, at 15, 16, I would hope I have parents that would live with me.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't, and they have to
What is
take
that?
9
That's
to
a whole different
5.
discussion. So a lot of people don't have houses.
A lot of
when they
people
work
don't
9 to
have
5s?
families that support them or
But
accept
that's a whole
them
different conversation. What does that do with the 9 to 5?
because they still need to survive. So the fact that you were given
So
the
how did you move to LA?
opportunity- I moved across the country as well with my mom when I was 15 years old.
Do you not think that's privileged?
I mean, we moved into a 1-bedroom in Santa Monica and shared a trundle bed, so.
Okay, well, I was reselling shoes to afford my mom's mortgage and everything.
I get it. I've definitely helped my family out in times where I was able to, but I also had to have my family support me in order for me to have certain opportunities to make money in the first place. So if you didn't have content creation, what would you be doing?
It's a great question. I don't know because I didn't set my goals that way. I set up my life to that. I know I would do what I want to do. If we all got paid the same every single month, let's say just in simple terms, we all got paid $100,000 a month, a crazy amount of money. Would you guys still, truthfully, I'm asking a serious question, would you guys say that all of our jobs are harder than each other, truthfully?
Yeah, if she was a nurse, she had to go to medical school for years just to be able to have her
But
foot
she
in the
knew
door.
that she was getting security because she was going to be a nurse, correct?
Not secure.
How's it not secure if you knew what you were going to do?
Nothing's secure.
Nothing's secure. You just proved my point. But you just proved my point.
No job is secure, but content creation gives you the ability to have those savings,
But
to have an audience. And even if you do lose all your followers one day,
Yeah.
even if
Let's
you
say I
lose,
lost it all tomorrow.
you still have residuals of your previous viral videos.
that's-
Even if people are hating on you and
that's
shitting
not
on you,
necessarily-
that's still adding to what goes into your pocket.
There's literally doctors who do one surgery and make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Because they were trained for decades and they had to go to
So were
school.
we.
You went to school to be a content creator?
Streamer University.
Nah, them niggas rage me. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Low key, none of their arguments been that crazy. Like I do see, like there is an argument you can make, but none of them they haven't really. You feel me? Or Adapt is a top tier variety of IRL streamer. Yo, I ain't gonna. This ChatGPT shit's about to get me tight. FaZe editors, yo, fire this nigga, bro. I'm gonna keep it a beam, bro. You should not be getting paid what you're getting paid to type in a chat, fucking ChatGPT paragraph, nigga. You know all these niggas. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not hard to, you know what I mean, construct the actual paragraph that actually describes them properly in 2025. Adapt is a top tier variety of IRL streamer, averaging around 12,900 viewers. Damn, that nigga was going crazy. I remember when he first started streaming, that nigga was averaging like 700 after the little 7-day shit. And now he's one of the biggest in FaZe. So shout out to that. First stream on Twitch with 930,000 followers and peaking as high as 986 concurrent viewers. Damn, FaZe Adapt is a key figure in FaZe clan. He helped shape FaZe's brand from its original stage to now. My go, Adapt is the second person I ever subscribed to on YouTube. Fun fact. Rug and then Adapt. And then the rest of the FaZe guys. Subsequently.
Doing good. So first of all, I want to say I do respect all of you for what you do. I mean, you guys do work, but you do
I
not
ain't gonna lie, bro. Why do you have dyed eyebrows and a mustache?
as hard as people who have a regular job. You don't know that. I mean, that I do know it.
Oh, Silky, you specifically do not work as hard as the niggas who have a regular job. You specifically. The other niggas, feel me, an argument can be made. You don't do shit. You go live at 3 a.m. every time. Just chill, gang. And you spam girl content. You're a loser.
For sure. It's very clear. People have to wake up and do their routine over and over again. It's not a daily thing. It's a weekly thing. It's a monthly thing. It's a yearly thing. It's a life thing. And if they screw up, they lose their jobs. And they always have to be careful because if they do something weird, they say something weird to their coworker or their boss, they're going to lose their job. If you lose some followers because of something you say, you'll get other followers. And you have a
That is absolutely true. I'm not gonna lie. I say this shit all the time. A nigga like Dr. Disrespect, even though that nigga should be thrown under jail and he cheated on his wife doing that weird shit, there is niggas out there that don't believe what he did is bad and they will watch him if they feel like he's getting canceled. Because what happens is when you get canceled, look what happened to Aiden Ross. He felt like he was getting canceled by the certain side that he was on, and he cultivated a new audience of edgelords, and now he's trying to stray away from that shit because he feel like he went too far down that path. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like every person that ever goes off like the deep end necessarily or says some crazy shit, they might lose a good part of their audience, but they'll gain a new audience that believes what they believe. It's facts. He's not wrong.
a large following enough where there's enough of a range of perspectives that people will always be on board for you
That's facts.
as long as you're producing content. People who screw up at their jobs and lose their jobs, and maybe there's a recession, there's not a lot of jobs, as could be now, they get potentially homeless or worse.
You ever heard of cancel culture?
What's that? Yeah, of course I've heard of it.
Cancel culture is not real. I swear to God.
But how many people have
I'm telling you.
been canceled and came back? I mean, it happens all the time. Your boss is not
That's
going to be
facts.
loyal to you if you don't get that thing in on time 5 times.
Okay, but check
you're
it out.
done.
Okay, so listen, but to be able to get that loyal following of people that do follow you,
Yes.
you need to build that over years
Okay,
and years and
okay.
years and
That
hours
is
and
true.
hours of
Okay,
trust
all right.
and communication and intimate relationships with your audience.
Okay, so
that's not something that's just given to you. That
Niggas getting intimate with their audience. Pause.
The
you don't just fall into 1 million subscribers, 2
Of
million
course
subscribers,
not.
3 million
Of course
subscribers.
not. It takes work for sure. But like what you guys are talking about in terms of like the toll it takes on you, a large part of it, and let me tell you something, I'm a little older than you guys, so a large
A
part of it
little.
is just
Nigga, you old as shit. Ball that nigga.
general angst from being young, and you just happen to have a camera in front of you and like talking to people or whatever. But at the same time, like you're doing exactly what most people are doing, which is dealing with life stuff, and that's normal. Like the mental toll that it takes dealing with people and getting comments and this and that, that's what everybody deals with. But you don't have to wake up at 6 in the morning and get to your job and then be there and like be on the whole time, no matter what. Anyone who has a 9 to 5 has to do that.
I said, what do you do?
Well, I'm a college professor, so I have
Clock his tea.
to do that same sort
Clock
of
his tea, ball down.
Teach the same shit for the next 15 years?
Yes, you're right.
Come on, bro.
We have to produce new shit every day.
For me in particular, to Silky's point, you're a college professor, so you're essentially reteaching the same curriculum to the same students.
That I had to take
You know what I'm
years
saying?
to learn, but
you know
yes.
what I'm saying? But I started making content when I was 12 years old. It started out playing Call of Duty trick shotting. I don't think anybody in this room could hit a crane shot. I don't know if anyone in this room could quick scope.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of.
Right.
Okay.
So I had to do that for 4 years,
Okay.
right? And then I'm like, okay. Then I had to do YouTube for 4 years,
Okay.
right? And then I had to do FaZe Clan, build FaZe Clan out, fix FaZe Clan, and then do streaming.
Okay.
So
And
you're
with how many
constantly-
people helping you?
How many people helping
Oh
you?
shit.
Come on now.
For which stage?
All of them. There were a lot. You had a team.
When I was
Was it just you? Like
No. It
Okay.
was just me. There's receipts.
It wasn't built on the shoulders of anyone?
There's receipts on YouTube of me.
Okay, well, where did YouTube come from?
When I was
How did
13
YouTube become so
when I was
easy?
13
Because
years
a
old.
bunch of people worked their butts off 9 to 5, making it a thing. You couldn't press
So the
play, you
fact-
couldn't press record,
So the fact that
and
you
then
have
just
a-
talk.
The fact that you have a campus to teach on. Then
Yeah.
boom, there you go.
Right, but I also had
have
to
a
spend
campus to
years earning my credentials and mastering.
And I did it.
Come on, guys. Your credentials are playing video games. I play video games on my spare time. Come on, guys.
So you just want to get paid to play video games. It's okay. We understand.
I ain't gonna lie. He did sound like a hater. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Because you gotta think about it. You playing video games in your spare time. That nigga Adapt was spending there sitting there fucking 4-hour gaming sessions just to hit one shot, gang, for a montage. You know what I'm saying? It's really different. So there is a skill level. There is definitely a skill gap.
I'm Vicky, and my perspective is coming from a hair and makeup artist, physical job. Doesn't seem like any of you guys can even compete with the physicality.
brother.
You guys just
I know how to do a 3-strand braid.
Just sitting on your butt and talking into a microphone
know.
is very different.
So wait.
Very different than having to get up in the morning, carry all of your gear. You've got to carry all of your hair, makeup, all of your supplies. You have to haul it around. Get up early in the morning. You stand on your feet all day. You never sit down.
I hear you, I
You're
hear you. I built
breathing
a
in.
house.
You're breathing in toxic chemicals all day.
All right, can I talk? Can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so your whole
So
thing.
it's dangerous.
Listen,
Your
just
job
chill,
isn't
chill.
dangerous.
So
Your
thing
job,
is-
you're just talking into a
So
microphone.
listen. So your whole
pocket
thing is-
bitch.
Your whole thing is we can't do what you do, right?
It's not
No, no,
physical.
no, but
I'm saying that
I
a
just-
9 to
y'all let me
5
talk for
job
a
where you
second.
physically have to do
So-
some hauling around stuff.
So
and
I physically
you're
can't
just
haul
talking
around
into a microphone.
bags of like makeup. You physically could never trick shot. You could not hit a crane shot. You can't 1080. You can't hold a controller and make a 200K montage.
Talk to
You
him.
can't-
But you can
none
go
of
carry
you-
some- just
None of you
some
could
hair and makeup.
And you
physically
have
go
to do that for 12 hours a day.
Yes. Actually,
He's
yes.
taking 4 days to hit a trick shot. It's taking 4 days to hit a trick shot.
Actually, yes, I would
Hours
have to
a
do
day.
that.
And then your day is
Yes,
never
I
done. When you're
would.
done doing that, is your job done? Do you have to go shopping and replace
No,
all of the things
wait,
that you
stop.
use?
No.
You
Listen,
have to
Vicky,
clean
listen,
all of
Vicky.
your gear.
You don't know about dry streaks. You don't know about hit markers.
But when you're done, you're
You don't know
done.
about if the Elgato wasn't on.
When
Can
you're
you
done, you're
imagine
done.
these
Oh
things?
my
God.
If I rendered my video in Vegas and I sent the editor the clips without disabling resample.
Oh my God.
My montage is fucked. Your main underlying argument here is what you do is physically
Daily, day to day.
Okay. Your main thing is what you do is physically more taxing and
Yeah.
hard than what any of us
And
do.
dangerous.
I could say the same thing. You cannot physically trick shot. You could never. I would go as far as
How many hours a day do you trick shot?
I don't think.
How many hours
guys
a
ever do.
day do you trick shot? How many hours?
When I was trick shotting, it was 12 hours a day. It was however long I needed to. However
Every
long I
day, 12
needed
hours
to.
a day
However long I
trick-shotting?
needed to hit a clip.
12 hours a day, every day.
5 seconds.
And that clip is.
He carries a Barrett 50 cal and he jumps off and stuff.
I would have to get on Call of Duty, turn my sense all the way up to 10-10. I would have to get to last. I would have to pray to God that he would be in the
that's
right
when he's not
spot,
trolling.
throw the concussion. Now I gotta have my rotations down. I gotta have my rotations.
Dead zones. Talk about dead zones.
Talk about dead zones.
Stick drip.
Stick trip.
Saying it's for the most part, but that is not all
nigga's
YouTubers
not
that are
real.
doing something physical. A lot of it is just talking.
Yeah, but she also said it was dangerous. We could walk around IRL stream and someone could rob us or kill us.
I got
Wait.
They're laughing. That's happened recently.
I've gotten a pumpkin thrown on my head by a crackhead.
Crackhead ran up to him on stream and almost
died.
Almost
I
decapitated.
ain't gonna lie. How did that nigga not get
Shut up,
CTE
pumpkin
from that? I ain't gonna lie. This nigga has no situational awareness. I can't believe he let
I
this
had
shit
my
happen.
crackhead.
to him.
Crackhead ran up to him on stream and almost
died.
Almost
Because he
decapitated
quoted
him.
his
when he
thoughts.
Suki is a high energy IRL GTA 5 streamer known for reactive interactive stream. Side other page members on Twitch. He has around 866,000 followers, averages roughly 8,000 to 22,000 viewers, depending on if Blackboy Max is streaming or not, per stream during events like subathons, and peaked at 60,000 in peak moments. Okay.
My name is Thelma. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I am very occupational. My last job, I worked as a librarian with elementary school children. I have been an executive secretary, legal.
Very quiet, peaceful.
Yes, yes, all that. You know, because it's who you are. That you know, we create social media all the time because that's what we are. We're 9-to-5ers, and we interact and have energy with people. Where I don't think that you guys have that.
We have energy.
You have false energy because you're across the screen. You're not interacting with people like we do.
So what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now?
You're doing it now because we're doing a video.
Wait,
cocky bitch.
harder for us.
Do you know that there's millions of people?
Now I'm not gonna have all y'all gang up on me.
There's millions of people who watch a video and
Yes.
save lives every
Yes.
day. Probably more than doctors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. There's people that literally stay.
I go, that's cap. The amount of times I've watched Silky and he made me want to kill myself in GTA might be more that, you feel me, the times I was like, damn, bro, I'm really fucked up right now. Let me go turn on this Silky stream and watch him raise a girl.
Alive because they want to watch our videos.
You know about going out and to the club at night, staying out till 10 o'clock in the morning, trying to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so you can get dressed.
So you was
to
having
get-
fun.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
So, but I'm saying it's like you guys don't do the interaction. You don't touch people like this.
okay. Now,
Oh, that shit's going on.
What the fuck?
you go to the club. You get to put some shades on and you go by your day to work. We can't do that because we have thousands of people.
But is
You're
that your
drunk,
choice?
You're high. You're
But is
hungover.
that
Just
your
get off
choice?
screen. We don't want to see you like this.
But is that your choice?
We don't like you like this. Why are you doing this?
But is that your choice?
That's it.
You chose that. You chose this
No,
life.
that's the thing. We can't. We
And
can't
that's what's
do what you
happening
do.
now. That's what's happening now with the whole world. It's a total disconnect. When you have a 9-to-5, you're dealing with people. You're touching people's hearts,
We deal with
souls,
people too.
mind. No, you are not.
Do you know how many bands we need a day?
I think. Look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I respect what you do.
Do you
'Cause
watch
I think,
any entertainment?
Oh my
Of
God.
course, I watch
So do
music.
you
I
ever-
got kids.
wait,
I got grandkids.
Do you ever laugh? Do you ever laugh?
Of course, I laugh.
So then the
We're
interaction.
touching them.
But the interaction is
Did
not
it make
real.
you feel better?
When I'm
Did it
watching
make you- wait, did it make you feel better?
What make me feel
Have you
better?
ever
It all
watched-
depends on
have you ever been
it all
entertained?
depends. It
Have you
all
ever been
depends
entertained
on
and
what's
like, oh,
coming.
I feel good?
Some of it is
I gotta
fake.
right now.
Some of it is
You
fake.
see, you're not answering.
So now let me.
Okay, well let me answer your because I'm debating him.
Okay, yeah.
But go ahead.
Right after this, I got you. Right
Okay,
now.
all right.
Yeah.
Come on.
So when you're entertained, have you ever felt like your day was better if you watched something? You've never felt like that?
Yeah, sure.
So what's the difference with us?
The difference with you is that you guys do this 24/7. That's all you do.
Yeah.
You know, you just like wait a minute. Somebody made a comment about, oh, I can't even go out with my girlfriend, or I can't even go out in public.
That's right.
I can go out in public and be seen.
So it's
You know what?
easier.
So it's easier.
I'm a very social person. I'm very popular in where I do and where I am. I do social media.
Cocky
What
bitch.
we do has not affected people. It's not real. How come when I go out in public and I meet someone and they're like, oh my God, wait, I loved your videos growing up. You were my childhood. I used to watch you
Or their
every
hands
single
shaking,
day.
their hands shaking.
Like,
That's facts.
like you were my
I was watching that nigga
we
dap
grew up watching
10
the
years
YouTube
ago.
channel.
Yep.
I've had people
Ben
come
10.
up hundreds of times throughout years of my life, have kids come up to me and say these things. So
Okay.
I'm Robbie. I'm a server at an Italian restaurant.
Come on, bro. Life's easy.
Oh, that's not fair.
He has the same menu, makes the same food every day. bro.
First thing I'm gonna say is nobody's gonna say being a nurse isn't hard, because my aunt was. That is the
My
most
mom
difficult
was.
shit. How are you gonna disrespect your mom like
No,
that,
she
dude?
is right now.
You're gonna disrespect
She
your mom
loves
and say that your work is harder?
She tells
That
me
is
it's
so rude,
And
honestly.
She works two of them.
Okay,
She works at two hospitals.
let me ask you something.
She said it's mad easy. She can work at two hospitals.
No disrespect, but what you do, I'm not your target audience. So break it down for me, because I don't even get it. Let me ask you something.
You just said I'm not your target audience because I'm black. That's what you just said. You don't watch me because I'm black. And this is what I'm talking about. It's harder.
He has to get judged every
I gotta get judged every day. Everybody thinks I'm a hoodlum. I'm a nice guy.
You are.
Dolly dude.
I can't get a job because I got tats. I used to work at Costco's. I had the greatest 401k granted to me. That means that when I retire, I get the biggest stipend of my life. Do you know I could just sit there and just meat pack all day just to really realize that, what, maybe 20 years I'm gonna be sitting on millions because I worked at Costco?
I guess you're getting millions from a 401k, you stupid black fuck.
Yeah, Will.
okay.
I didn't have to interact with nobody, just packing meat.
Yeah, well.
Come on, bro.
Hey,
Is what you do fun?
I mean,
Do you enjoy what you do?
if I make it fun,
Do you make it fun?
I could make it fun.
Yes or no? Is what you do fun?
Not everything's fun.
What isn't fun? Break it down for me. What do you do in a day? We'll swap stories. What do you do in a day?
Okay, so it's very stressful, right?
Okay, he plays Marvel Rivals till like 12 p.m. EST. Then he calls Saeed. Yo, Saeed, make sure you set my shit up, bitch ass nigga. Laser go to the crib. Has Saeed and Laser waiting at the crib before he even gets there. This is before they had the house that they got now. You know what I'm saying? Have them niggas sit in the room, and then he gets there. He's like, yo, Saeed, spark up my stream. Saeed sparks the stream. He's like, yo, just pick a random playlist, my mix on YouTube. The playlist plays for a couple minutes, and then he goes in, and then he reacts to whatever Max did on his stream that night, and then he either hops on GTA or he stalls and then ends after a couple hours and says, yo, I have to handle mad shit tomorrow. So I'm not gonna lie, bro, it's really not that hard.
Not fun at all.
Or he finds a girl to farm with content, and then he gets mad after people start shipping her with him and saying that's his girlfriend.
Because this dude was talking for 20 minutes about playing video games.
Whoa. It sounds like you're jealous, I'm not gonna lie. But
You on his diesel.
okay, so look, right?
So I'm jealous of a harder job.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
that was sarcasm. You didn't read it. No, I'd like to.
No,
hear
no, no, listen. Listen
Clock
to the
it.
time that I wake up. I wake up maybe 3, 4 p.m. Know what I'm saying? I'm already drowsy because I just smoked the night before. You know why I gotta smoke? Because I just deal with thousands of people. I don't even like people. I gotta deal with thousands of them.
No,
Let him stay. You gonna stay for this, right?
Wait, but you still haven't described what you've done other than smoking pot and waking up at 4.
Okay, waking up at 4 p.m., right? Now wake up, I gotta brush my teeth, right? Gotta make sure, because I got a lot of comments. Now, he don't brush his grills. What
Nah, it's not just the grills. This is your actual teeth.
does his real teeth look like?
Nah, we seen them. That shit nasty.
I gotta make sure that my
You got shit out, you're gonna take a bad bitch.
And there's girls in his chat too sometimes. So,
Yeah.
you know.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I'm freshly shaving. I'm not shaving for this video. I already know what's gonna happen. It's about to be negative comments. Yo, shave that little scruffy shit on your face. Cool,
So you got fat.
Now I have to game Marvel Rivals, but probably 1 to 2 hours before stream. You know why? Because I don't get to game it for after work. Like I could just game it after work, bro. I can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that, right? After I do that, now I gotta sit here and plan with somebody what I'm gonna do for the stream today. Oh, looks like we got no
Nigga, you don't plan.
content. All right, let's see if we can.
You've never had.
No content, no money.
No content, no money. Now look, probably by 8 or 9 p.m. I'm still probably thinking I gotta do something for stream. My mind is
Do you know what's crazy?
My mind
8, 9 p.m. for him? Oh, I did my work
You
today.
already did
I did my work today.
You took the same boss already.
You're going to sleep.
I don't want to hog the space here too much, but do you know the expression, give a man enough rope?
He'll kill himself?
No, I don't know this. I don't know.
Basically, you're talking yourself into a hole, man. Okay, my turn. I'll be brief.
Wait, give a man a rope.
What is he?
Wait,
It means-
is that racist?
So you gonna hang him?
Yeah, no, so confused. Oh, you're back?
Baby, I want to say to you,
Rhonda.
I'm your black auntie.
Yeah,
That's what I
okay.
want to say.
Uh-huh.
You say you don't like people. It's all about relationships that you got with people. So when you say shit like that, do you really mean that?
Do I not like people?
You said
I'm an
you
introvert.
said,
I'd rather be in my own space. I'd rather be by myself.
and that's okay. But what is it that you're doing that's helping other people?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Raising up girls and playing GTA. Duh.
Saving lives. I'm a superhero.
He's a hero.
I'm a superhero, no cape.
Jason is a fast rising Twitch streamer known for energetic gaming, IRL streams, and comedic content. Since joining FaZe in April 2024, he's surpassed around 1.4 million Twitch followers, peaked at 100,000 subscribers during the subathon, and was briefly the second most subscribed streamer on Twitch.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You look great. You look
That's
great.
right. I'm Thelma again.
I believe 9 to 5 is harder. I mean, fun.
No. I think streaming is so much harder. Why are you doing it?
I can't have a public relationship because of the public eye and how they judge my relationships. I had a breakup with a girlfriend that I loved so dearly because I chose streaming.
So my question.
I loved her.
My question.
I loved her, and you're laughing.
My question again.
Nah, she been weak the whole bit.
Why are you doing it?
Because I'm passionate about it.
Okay, so you love it. You love streaming. So do you love it more than you loved that girlfriend?
That's what I had to decide. I had to make sacrifice, and
So
that's
you-
what you have to
so
do.
you lost
with
the
streaming.
human touch.
But guess what? If I had a 9
You
to 5,
lost the human
if I was
touch
flipping burgers,
for-
I could have had a girlfriend still.
But you lost the human touch for the streaming.
Being a streamer, you have to be judged on thousands of people's opinions every single day. 9 to 5 person, maybe
But
1, 2, 3.
okay, and then back to my point. Is that your choice? Was that your choice?
But that's not the point, though. The
No,
point is
that's my point. That's my point.
Streaming is harder
Was
than 9 to
that
5. That's the point.
you gave up your girlfriend for streaming? Come on now.
Shit, he ran up a bag.
He ran up a
Yeah,
bag.
I ain't gonna lie,
You did it for a
ran up
bag.
But the thing is, it comes to a point. Do I pick love and a future with someone I care dearly for? Or do I pick
something that I
future
love?
Something that I'm passionate about in motion. I pick motion.
Where are we going?
Lala Costa? Amazing name.
Thank you. I'm an attorney.
She makes a percent of people's fuck ups. I like that.
If you had an opportunity to get a 9 to 5, that you could create yourself, like whatever you want,
Yes,
9
I
to
would.
5, you would take it?
Yes.
Because why?
Because I don't even enjoy streaming anymore.
You don't? What?
The Sag Farm method.
No, but I have to because this is what I built my career off of.
You
started,
feel stuck.
I feel stuck, yeah.
Have you ever watched the show and you stopped watching it?
Mm.
Have you ever watched a show and you were like,
All the time.
It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to.
That TV show can't. It's done. What happened to all those actors?
It's
They
canceled
gotta
because I
get it-
stopped watching?
Well, no, I'm saying thousands
Baby, stop.
thousands of you
Honey.
stopped watching.
I think you guys are mixing all
Yeah,
the issues.
Cartoon Network. It's like,
and
they
not
got millions of people.
focusing
You guys know
on-
what Cartoon Network is? It's
Follow
gone.
stop. Would you come up with a different brand then?
All those people are gone. Yeah, but pivot. That's the point.
It's the third 2022 Swag signed an exclusive streaming contract with YouTube Gaming, becoming the first FaZe Cam member to do so. During his tenure on YouTube, Swag achieved significant milestones, including a record-setting 80 kills in a single Warzone match alongside fellow new squad members. He broke into the top 250 of Warzone 3 ranked. His clinched a pivotal. Like, bro, see, this is the problem with ChatGPT, bro. Nigga, it's not me, nigga, it's you. Don't ever say I'll read her in my comments, bitch ass niggas. He's clinched a pivotal victory and the WSOW qualifier. I don't know what the fuck that stands for. Securing him 1 million purse with his loadout strategy. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This grammar, I ain't gonna lie. ChatGPT, suck my dick.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a professional model.
Bitch, where?
But
Okay.
I've worked since I was at the age of 14. I was a gamer too.
I just think personally, like I agree with Jason that I think streaming does take a certain more than a 9 to 5, and I also think, you know, everybody in here, right? If you guys all try to be a streamer, right? And then we all try to do what you guys do.
You get L's in your chat.
The probability of everybody here trying to be an attorney is way higher than somebody making streaming a career.
Absolutely, your job is, just got lucky because you're a gamer. You got lucky. There are so many people like you out
talented.
there.
It wasn't
These
pure
days,
luck.
everybody's an influencer. Come on.
No. But
So many.
no. But specifically what I do, I'm not posting selfies around the world. You know, it's basically all pure talent.
Wait, can I just why is he lucky? Why do we all get lucky though?
What is your talent? Yeah.
Call of Duty. I was a professional Call of Duty player, like actual like.
So you were sitting at home and you're thinking, what am I going to do with my life while you were gaming? You're like, oh, let's put a
I was
camera.
16, so it wasn't really like
yeah,
that.
You weren't really thinking of what should I do with my life? Like, what should I study? What should I like? Where does my life go? You just got lucky.
It's not luck, it's just he's determined. He knows that's the only route.
He didn't get lucky. He put in hours.
Yeah, no,
In
it
school,
wasn't
we
luck.
studied.
Everybody's a little bit of luck. I think, you know, people who don't have a job, you know, they feel they want to get lucky by getting a job. So I think people even having a job is some sort of luck.
He said, how many people of us could do this? No, it's luck. It's 1 of a million because for whatever
How is
reason.
that luck? If 1 out of a million, that one has to be the best. So how are you going to dismiss
Is
all
he
this
the
hard
best?
work and all this
Is he the
talent?
best?
I got four.
No,
last year. No. Let me get my statistics. There was over 300,000 people that played Warzone last year. This is the game that I play.
Okay.
I got 4th. So I was a top 12 player across the entire world.
And you're telling him
So
you're
that's not luck. That's
like
pure
less than
that's pure
1%.
skill.
So you're dismissing, is Michael Jordan lucky? Is LeBron James lucky?
Yes.
Are they lucky?
I mean,
No,
they have
Genetically,
a talent.
yeah.
They have
They
a
were-
talent.
they had a
but
team.
it's-
So what
you
he
know how
did-
many talented people out there and don't get the chance, they don't get the shot at it?
I don't want to take up his time. So he's not talented?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Not
That's
at
what
all.
you just said.
You just
No.
said.
What he did
I
to get
said
to
a
where
lot
he
of people are talented don't get the shot to do what he does.
Or people who
So
make it
it's
to the
luck.
NBA.
But I didn't even get a shot. It was I did it off the strength of me. You know, there was no one who gave me a shot or anything like that. I simply was. You dead ass?
Yo, you being serious?
Why you laughing? It's not luck. I've been doing this for 13 years. I uploaded 3,000 videos. 2,000 was I edited myself while I went to college, worked a job, and still went to school.
And yeah,
So that's not. I mean, if that's
stand
fucking,
on it, stand on
if
it.
that's luck,
Where's the luck at in that equation?
Again.
is there a percentage? We are all lucky in some way, right? If we all have a job, we're lucky in some sort of way. But
God bless.
off of specific pure talent, and I worked on that since I was 16.
Again, I work with many talented people. I'm not saying about you. I'm
Yeah.
just talking in general. And there's so many people that are very talented, never get a shot because they don't do the right thing. They don't go the right path. They don't meet the right people. So there's so many even talented actors here. They never get a shot. So I'm just saying it's pure luck.
It wasn't luck. I just saw an opportunity and just genuinely took it. It wasn't a handout. It was simply just, you know what, I'm talented at Call of Duty. This is what I want to do. It took me 8 years to make it a career. Is there something funny?
Yeah, she been crying.
Video game.
It's a talent.
Permission to dick ride? Hey, he's made tens of millions of dollars playing video games, so.
But I'm saying though, you couldn't hop on a game and do what I do.
You couldn't do
That's
it.
a skill.
Your son couldn't do it. Your grandkids couldn't do it.
Some people
Your
can't.
son's grandkids could never do it. They could never do it.
Anything that takes a talent.
The genes are done. They can't do it. They can't.
How many hours
can't.
a day did you spend?
When I was younger?
Yeah, when you were younger.
Oh, I would wake up 3 hours before school. So I wake up at 4 a.m. and I would play before school. Bus would come at 7. I go to home, come back, and do it again. I was 16. What's funny?
See, there's a disconnect here, because to you guys, when you guys were growing up, yes, it was just video games, it was whatever. But when we were coming up, we're like, wait, maybe we can make this career. Maybe if we get good enough at it and we create.
Do you not
good
think?
enough
Do you not
content,
think if you're talented at something,
maybe.
it's a God-given gift?
Video games is not like
You don't think you don't think it's talent?
You're just too old to understand.
That's I can't argue that because
Y'all could never
I gotta
play
keep it a-
FNCS either. It's
I
the
gotta
same
keep it a
shit.
buck. There's a disconnect.
Same
You come
shit.
from a generation where this didn't exist. This career, you looked at this career and you laughed. Now, how come in colleges they're teaching courses on content creation and esports?
Oh.
When you grew up, this didn't exist. So no wonder you're gonna laugh when you hear this shit because you're from a completely different generation. You just don't get it, and I don't know if you ever will be able to wrap your head around it.
Oh.
and it's fun. It's like again, it's
Facts, bro. Some niggas gonna die and never understand certain shit, bro, because it wasn't for their time, and that's his life.
Nice meeting you.
I'm Ronnie.
My name's Ronnie.
You were talking about job security. Are you familiar with layoffs, with being furloughed? Like taking
We
it back
fall
to
off.
that's being what? What does that even mean?
You lose everything. Every dollar. Everything. You lose everything.
Okay, and then you can rebuild yourself back. You
The same way
reinvent.
you can do if you get laid off. You get a
Yeah,
new
that's
job.
it's kind
okay.
of is it not the same concept? Like
I don't know. Back in 2020, when everybody was getting furloughed, everybody was like, "Oh, let me go to social media." That's kind of an easy alternative. So that seems kind of easy.
I know,
And then-
but if you lose a job, you can't
just get another
no,
one?
you can search for. You have an opportunity to search for another one. No?
Okay, I've been searching for another one for 10 months. I interview every day, give the same spiel, have to give that smile of
Yeah, bitch, try harder. That's a skill issue. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I went through that when I was like 18, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it's a skill issue. Just be better.
walking through
I
my
uploaded
resume.
videos for 7 years and barely got any views.
And did you, wait, you uploaded 7 videos and didn't get any views?
Went to school and still.
And paid rent?
Yes, I still worked. I worked.
Oh, so that you had another job?
As a parking attendant, yes.
Okay, and was that harder
Then what?
than streaming?
No, I was on my phone all the time.
Oh, as a parking attendant, that doesn't sound like you were doing a very good job.
I was chilling.
You were chilling. You weren't good
Wait,
at your
he's
job.
waiting for.
When cars park, they're done. Like it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't have to.
Well,
I'm not security.
that's
I just
a
go.
one
I go like this. I go
9 to
like this. Yo, right there. I bet. Do you think the aspect of a video game, playing video games, is a talent?
I would say it's a skill. I wouldn't call it a talent. You can master it with,
Ooh, but people
my
play
next.
millions.
That's true. I think it's more of a skill than a talent.
Millions play video games, but there are very few people who are genuinely gifted at it.
Gifted? What are they, Mozart?
How is it not a talent? Why is it not a talent what he does?
You know what? I'm open to it being a talent. I think it's a skill. I think it's something you can master. I don't think you're a Mozart, that you have this gift of like, whoa, when I put my thumb here and this thumb there and do this combo, I do this
You'd be
flip.
surprised. I mean, there's people out there who are genuinely
Well,
the
that was,
most
like,
gifted.
so good.
That's like saying, here's a paintbrush, go paint me Picasso. Like, what?
I'm saying this is so hard. If there's certain games that have $1 million prize pools, if there's a skill you could just learn and you're looking for a job for 10 months, go pick up a controller and go hop in this $1 million tournament and win it.
You couldn't. You couldn't. You couldn't.
Qualify.
You couldn't.
What do you mean I wouldn't
You can't even find your OBS stream key. Stop playing.
I need to work for it, but
So like, but you're dismissing what he does. You're just dismissing.
I'm
Like,
not
oh,
dismissing. I'm saying
it's
that's
not
easy.
A skill, it's not a talent.
I
Like,
said it's a skill. I didn't
easy.
say it's a talent. I said it's a skill. It's a skill that
But
you can
how
own.
do you
can
know? How do you
master.
know if it's easy if you haven't done it? Like if
I
you don't.
played Mario Kart. I played.
I ain't gonna lie, but she about getting
Not a professional level though.
No, not a professional level because that's not what I'm trying to pursue.
I know, so but you don't understand what it takes to be on that sort of level. So how can you try to dismiss it and say it's yours is harder?
What
How
does
do you
it-
know?
what
But
does
how
it
do you
take
know?
to be on that
Because
level?
I've worked at 9 to 5.
Yeah.
so
What does it take to be on that level?
Just gift, and you got to play all
Just
the time.
gift?
Tens of thousands of hours of work
Uh-huh.
and editing and filming and constantly
I'm just
having
talking
to
about pure
innovate and
skill. As far as like the
reinvent
videos and stuff like that, just off pure skill.
I had to put tens of thousands of hours.
Could you get a
into my
refresh second
studies.
zone, Tarping? Could you?
I have no idea what you said.
Could you get a refresh going into second zone with no match? Can you get a refresh on the best players? You
I
couldn't.
can also put. I can circle back and give
Do you
you.
know, when you're trying to get to third zone, third moving, do you know
I
how to
don't know
short?
No, I don't. But if I want.
You couldn't, but Excel sheet? You can do Excel sheet.
No, but exactly.
They're just talking. They're just talking game.
These
and
refreshes
As a
don't come to
babysitter,
you.
I can talk to you about the different things I do and ask you, could you do that? No, but if you want to do, you would.
If us four took 3 days.
Yeah, you have no match in the third move zone, and you got to deal with Peterbot and my fucking code on high ground, and Peterbot jumping around, getting kills, and you have no match, so you on low ground, and you got to deal with motherfucking Pollo and Kanata and motherfucking Agers and Booga and shit. Bitch, you not surviving. She's chatting.
You don't think we can match an Excel sheet?
Oh.
But let me give you. If I give you 3 days about a video game, do you think you could be that talented as me?
If I wanted to, I would.
So let's
In
so
3
let's-
days?
So let's
Are you
pay for
dumb?
her, whatever it is.
Hey,
give you 3
please.
days, but if you lose, you got to give us it back in double.
No, that's not how the job works. You pay me, I'll get the job done.
I would say, in a sense, yes, because you have to put in the work and you got to be on 24/7.
It's difficult to answer that question for us, I think, because we didn't come up in this time frame in this era.
So
And technology is totally different now, because we were just talking about playing tic-tac-toe on the sidewalk with chalk. I appreciate and respect what they do, and I think that's the consensus for most of us, that we appreciate and respect where they are. But it's not, what we did was, we just felt like what we did was harder. And that's what I think.
My mind was changed in the sense that now I'm even more convinced that normal jobs are harder.
So if I don't
Shit. Damn, that was it. They said everyone was gonna give it a take. Nigga, I heard 2 takes. The fuck? But I ain't gonna lie, to close this video out, personally, I think streaming, I think the entry level, like this is how I look at it. The entry level of streaming, especially now, is definitely harder than a 9 to 5. I think it's easy to get into an entry level of a 9 to 5 and to, like make money than it is to start streaming and make money. But once you get to the higher, you feel me, viewer counts and subscribers, I think it's easier because people like you for your personality. And like a lot of these streamers just go off vibes nowadays. They just stream their life. They just do regular day-to-day things that people just like you for your personality. You don't actually have to put in too much work to stay relevant if you have that good of a personality. But there's people like somebody like a Mr. Beast, who's a YouTuber, who doesn't really have the most polarizing personality, but he works super hard. And I think what he does is way harder than probably a 9 to 5, just based on the sheer, amount of work and preparation and studying that he has to do for each video idea he does. But somebody like let's say like a Bruce Drop 'em Off personality or like a Soluminati in the streaming space, it isn't as hard because their personality carries everything that they do, and they have people that make money off of them, and they push them out there with TikTok clippers and all these other different avenues. You know what I'm saying? But I think if you wanted to start streaming today, it is way harder than if you wanted to go start at McDonald's. Learning to work at McDonald's and secure that job, and going from a fucking regular crew member to supervisor to maybe a manager is easier than picking up a camera, starting streaming, and going past 1,000 viewer average and then trying to get into that 10,000 viewer average. You know what I mean? That's just how I see it. But that was actually a good video about FaZe.